My Month with a Billionaire, episode 11. Okay, besties, we've just met the elusive goddaughter and influencer from Harley, Kristin. She's gone to her room, and I go upstairs to change and just kind of relax before Harley gets home and we can figure out what we're doing for dinner. I text him, I'm like, hey, what are we doing for dinner? Because I think your goddaughter is here, question mark. And he has his messages on red, so he doesn't read it yet. I want to say like 30 minutes later, I hear the door open on the bottom level because the whole house like dings on the bottom whenever somebody does go through because of the security aspects in the house. I hear him walking through and I hear him and Dana just kind of chatting, and she's like going over things with him about some portfolio, and I hear like business terms, and I'm hearing doctor's appointments, and I'm like, wow, this woman is very involved in all the aspects of his livings and goings and comings and goings of his household. A lot more than you would think of a sober living coach, but like, okay. They walk in, I hear him greet Chef Drew, they dab it up, and then I walk downstairs. As soon as I am on the second step from the second floor, y'all, and I am rounding the corner, so you walk down the stairs, okay? There's the main living room, the bar's down there, the section of where the hallway to the bedrooms are is on the left, and then the kitchen is forward. So when I'm coming around the corner off that second step, I can't see, but I just hear like, Harley, and I know that it's Kristin. He just goes, oh, and then I walk down the stairs, I turn around the corner, and all I see, y'all, is I see Harley standing there. She is jumped on him like a koala bear hug, hugging him, and Dana is standing there looking like she wants to rip someone's head off. I'm like, uh-oh, what did I just walk into? I walk down the stairs, and Harley's like looking at me while he's being hugged by this girl, and he was like, there she is. Kristin unlocks her grip on him, and she's like, hey, we're gonna go to the Nice Guy tonight. Irina made a reservation, so can you go ahead and get changed because we're also going to be meeting so-and-so, so-and-so, and so-and-so. And he's like, wait, what? And she's like, yeah. And Dana's standing there, and Dana's like looking at Kristin, and Kristin just looks at her, and she's like, oh, hi, Dana. And Dana was like, hi, Kristin, we weren't expecting you. And Kristin was like, I know, it's just like I really needed to get out of New York after my like trip over to the Bahamas, and I just wanted to stop here. And Dana's like, so why aren't you at your parents in Malibu? And she was like, because I wanted to come and see Harley, and my friends are going to be at the Nice Guy tonight, and it's a lot closer for me to go from Encino here, of course. And Harley said that I can come here at any time. And Harley's like, yeah, that is true. She's like, okay, well, I'm just finishing getting ready. And then she looks at me and she's like, Kat, you're coming, right? I'm like, I guess. She's like, okay, great. She goes into her room. I'm like, I like this girl. And I walk downstairs and Harley like grabs my hands and he's like, hey. I'm like, hey. I look at Dana. I'm like, hey, girl. And she's like, hi. She's texting furiously on her phone now. I look at him. I'm like, is everything okay? And he was like, yeah. He's like, hey, come outside with me. I want to show you something in the view. I was like, oh, okay. We walk outside. He shuts the door, and the way that the kitchen and the outside is set up is you can see everything from the kitchen through the big glass windows into the outside. So he walks us over out, right? The pools are here. He walks us over kind of the corner. He's like pretending to point something out in the bushes because we are in now a blind spot where you can't see out the kitchen. He goes, hey, what time did Kristin get here? And I go, oh, she probably got here like an hour ago. Like she was here actually before I got here. So I got here an hour ago. So she was actually here probably like a couple hours before. And he was like, oh, shit, I hate when she comes up unannounced. I was like, wait, you didn't know she was coming? And he was like, no. He's like, all right, so listen, Dana really doesn't like when Kristin is around. He doesn't like when she shows up unannounced because she thinks that Kristin is a bad influence. I was like, so she's your goddaughter? He was like, yes. He's like, Kristin's dad and I are friends from when we were really young because his dad grew up in Malibu. And so we grew up and going to a lot of the same schools together. So I've known Kristin since she was a baby. I'm like, oh, okay, see. He's like, yeah, we're really close, but, you know, she's a bit of a party girl. She's kind of wild. She can't really be controlled. So Dana doesn't like her here because Kristin has brought the no substances into this house before, and Dana nearly lost her mind. Dana said that she never wants Kristin in the house again, unannounced, and that she definitely can't have people over here because she always wants to have parties over here, and she just isn't allowed to do whatever she wants. I'm like, okay, well, forgive me if I'm wrong, but this is your house, not Dana's house, and Kristin is your goddaughter. So really, technically, you can do whatever the hell you want, no matter what Dana says. And he was like, I know. He was like, it's just that, like, I try to keep the peace around here because I don't want to hear it from Dana. I'm like, again, this woman works for you, but okay, right? He's like, I really don't want to go to the Nice Guy tonight because I know who her friends are going to be there. It's a bunch of, like, young idiots that are, like, influencers and models and stuff and blah, blah. He's like, honestly, your crowd. I'm like, yeah. And he's like, I don't want to go. He's like, but if you want to go, like, you should go. And I was like, oh, well, are you sure? And he was like, yeah. He was like, it seems like she really likes you. And I definitely don't want to go out tonight. I just want to have like a low-key day, a bunch of blood work done today. And so I just like don't want to be out and socializing. I was like, okay, let's go back and let's see what's going on. I go into Kristen's room. I'm like, hey girl, can I come inside? She's like, yeah. I walk in and she's just like putting rollers in her hair and putting lipstick on. And I was like, hey, I don't think Harley wants to go out. Like, he's tired. And she's like, oh, she's like, I hate that he always does this. She was like, he's such a party pooper. He never wants to go out. Like, it's really annoying. She's like, okay, well, you'll come out then, right? And I was like, yeah, if you want me to. And she was like, yeah, you have to come. You have to come. I'm like, okay, girl. So I was like, all right. I walk out back into the hallway. I'm like, okay, Harley, I'm going to go out with her, the nice guy. Like, are you sure that's cool? Like, you don't really need me for dinner and stuff. And he's like, no, don't worry about it. He's like, I'm really tired. I've got an early start to the day again tomorrow. So let's just touch base later tonight. You know, don't worry about it. I'm like, great. Dana's just furiously texting at the medium, like just not even looking at anyone, looking like she is going to have her little pinheaded head explode. I go upstairs and I get changed, and I change into this two-piece black outfit that I just had with me. It was just this like little black top and black skirt and black heels. And I walk downstairs and Harley's in the kitchen and he just goes, ooh, he goes, looking good. I was like, thank you. I was like, this is my last outfit that I have. So I probably need to get some of my stuff out of storage so that I can have some things. He's like, absolutely. He's like, I'll send a courier to go pick up your stuff tomorrow. Like, no problem. I'm like, okay, great. Thank you. Little baby Kristin walks out and she is out to stunt, y'all. Like, she is wearing this super short gold dress. It's like a little tube dress that is not leaving much room to cover anything. But I was like, show them legs off, girl. Her hair in these big bounty waves and just stacks and stacks of bracelets. Like, your girl stays bracelet and stacked up, but the girl had stacks. And these like little cute like lace up Roberto Cavalli heels. I was like, girl, you look so cute. She's like, you too. And Harley's like, okay, you too. He's like, please be safe tonight. Don't do anything crazy. And then he looks over at Kristin. He goes, Kristin, do not bring anyone over here after tonight, okay? I'm serious. I have to go to bed early. I don't want to wake up to you with a bunch of your fucking friends here. Like, please don't do that. And Dana looks at her and she goes, yeah, you can't be doing that. Kristin ignores Dana completely and just looks at Harley and she's like, don't worry, I will. We both give him a kiss on the cheek and we walk outside and she calls us a black car. We hop in and we head to the nice guy. The nice guy is a very, very cute place in West Hollywood. Basically like mafia 60s inspired theme. So it's got all these like very 60s, 70s vibe, plush wraparound seats. It's got very moody yellow lighting. And her and I were just chatting in the car, getting to know each other. And she's telling me about how she lives in New York now, but she splits her time between here in Malibu at her parents' house and then also with her godfather Harley because of the fact that Harley is like her cool godfather / uncle. She's like, okay, so you're gonna meet some of my friends who are also social media people and then a couple people that are in the music industry and like in the fashion industry and blah, blah. I'm like, okay, cool, girl. She's like, by the way, there is a guy that is going to be here and his name is, we're gonna call him Scotty. She's like, his name is Scotty and Harley really doesn't like him. I was like, why doesn't he like her? And she was like, well, Scotty is the son of Harley's ex-best friend who his first wife cheated on him with. I'm like, ooh, messy. She was like, yeah, I know. She was like, the group is a little incestuous because all of our parents grew up together, so we all grew up together, but Scotty is one of my good friends, but Harley just really doesn't like him or his dad or his whole family. I'm like, gotcha, locked and loaded, queen. We get there. We walk in. We get seated at the table and her friends are there. It's probably like 4 or 5 people. They're all very sweet. And I meet the Scotty guy and I was like, oh, he's really cute. Everyone is probably in their like mid to late 20s. We're all vibing. We're ordering drinks. I'm chatting with people. And I'm actually sitting next to Scotty. And I'm realizing that Scotty and I have a lot of mutual friends because Scotty works in the music industry. And he also knows a couple of my friends that are models that are also in the music industry. So him and I are chatting about our mutual friends. He's like, so you're staying at Harley's? I was like, yeah, that's right. And he was like, are you guys dating? And I was like, I guess so, yeah. And he was like, interesting. And he was like, isn't he a little old for you? And I'm like, I mean, I don't really consider age to be a maintaining factor in things. I mean, he's only like 10, 15 years older than me. And he was like, wait, how old does he think he is? I'm like, he's like in his 40s. And he was like, no, he's not. And I'm like, what do you mean? He goes, he was best friends with my dad. He's in his 50s. I'm like, what? And he's like, yeah. I was like, oh, okay, I did not know this. And he was like, yeah, it seems like there's a lot you don't know about Harley. I'm like, well, everybody lies on dating apps, I guess, about their ages and stuff, so I guess it's whatever, but I will ask him about it. And he was like, yeah, well, you should know that not everything with Harley is what it seems, so you'll find out the longer that you stay with him. And he was like, how long do you plan on staying there? I was like, well, I'm just staying there until I find a new place. And he was like, okay, well, trust me, you're going to start seeing some things that you wish that you didn't see. Ominous! I look over at Kristin, and I am mid-sip on my vodka martini because y'all know how I drink it, and I know that a lot of y'all ask what my drink is, and I have a Grey Goose vodka martini, shaken very hard so it's blistered, which means that there's little ice crystals on top, with a lemon twist. So if you want to get my cat-tini, that's what I always order. And she's drinking this gin Aperol concoction thing, which I do not fuck with because I do not fuck with gin. She leans over, she's like, what are you guys talking about? And he's like, oh, I'm just giving her the Harley lore. And she's like, don't talk bad about my goddad. And he's like, I'm not. He's like, I'm just saying that there is more to Harley than meets the eye. And she's like, we all know that. And she's like, so what do you think of Dana? And I'm like, Dana is interesting. And then Scotty goes, oh yeah, how is the warden? And I go, the warden? And everyone at the table starts laughing. They're like, yeah, that's what we call Dana. She's the warden because she's like the keeper of the jail cell, which is the Encino house that Harley's in. And I was like, look, first impressions, y'all, honestly, I was like, I don't really know like if she should be there, but that was just my first impression because it seems like she's making a ton of money off of Harley to just kind of make sure that he goes about his day. And I just kind of thought maybe he'd want a little bit more independence. I was like, also, what kind of sober living coach just like hovers over your entire life that way? Kristin's like, yes, exactly. Scotty's like, oh yeah, this girl knows. She already knows. And Kristin's like, girl, let me give you the Dana tea. So yes, y'all. Part 12, more Dana lore coming to love you guys. Thanks for being here. And soon we're coming up on more Harley lore, more shopping, and what actually is this man's big red flags. Love you and I see you. Big hug, big kiss.